Hi guys, this is O-Level Chemistry, paper 11, June 2015, question 1. The fractional distillation apparatus shown is being used to separate a mixture of two liquids. A thermometer is missing from the apparatus. Where should the bulb of the thermometer be placed? So we place a thermometer in order to measure the boiling point of the liquid. So this would be exactly at the point where the vapor of the liquid enters the condenser, because that is when it is collected, condensed, and separated from the other liquids. So option A is a region above the point where the vapor enters the condenser. B is the point at which the vapor enters the condenser. C is below the point at which the vapor enters the condenser. And D is the point where the liquid has already been collected in a conical flask. So we need to measure the temperature at exactly the point at which the vapor enters the condenser, which makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 2. The table shows the results of two reactions of an aqueous solution of a salt. So the first test says excess aqueous sodium hydroxide is added, and the final observation is that in excess of sodium hydroxide, we have a white precipitate. This is a test that is for calcium 2 positive ion. That is a positive test for calcium 2 positive, because if it was aluminum or zinc, they would have dissolved in excess of the sodium hydroxide. Calcium is the only white salt producing ion that does not dissolve in excess sodium hydroxide. And the next test would be dilute nitric acid followed by aqueous silver nitrate, and we get a yellow precipitate. A yellow precipitate is the indication of the presence of iodide ions. Had this been white, it would have been chloride. Had this been cream, it would have been bromide. And had there been no precipitate form, it would have indicated the absence of either of chloride, bromide, or iodide. So, in conclusion, we have calcium and iodide ions present in our aqueous solution of salt. So what is the name of the salt? Calcium chloride. Calcium is correct. Chloride is incorrect. Calcium iodide, both are correct. Zinc nitrate, both are incorrect. Zinc sulfate, both are incorrect. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option B. Question 3. Limestone reacts with hydrochloric acid. So the reaction would be CaCO3 plus 2 moles of HCl producing CaCl2 plus CO2 plus H2O. This would be the reaction taking place. Changing which reaction condition does not affect the rate of reaction. Okay. Concentration of acid. If we increase the concentration of the acid, rate of reaction increases. If we decrease the concentration of the acid, the rate of reaction would decrease. So this will affect the rate of reaction. Limestone particle size. The smaller the particle size, the greater the exposed surface area, the faster the reaction. And the larger the particle size, the lesser the exposed surface area, the slower the reaction. So this will also affect the rate of reaction. Pressure. We have got a solid reacting with a liquid. Pressure will have no effect on the rate of reaction in this case. And temperature. The increase in temperature increases the rate of reaction for any type of reaction, and a decrease in temperature decreases the rate of reaction for any type of reaction. So this will also affect the rate of reaction. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 4. A particle contains 34 protons, 45 neutrons, and 36 electrons. Which symbol is correct for this particle? So, this is a particle of selenium. And since the proton number is 34, so this would be 34. Since the number of protons and neutrons are 34 and 45, when we add the two together, we end up with 79. So, this is the correct proton number and nucleon number in all the options. So now we're left with only electrons. So we've got 36 electrons. So since the proton number is 34 and electron number is 36, there has been a gain of 2 electrons. So gain of electron introduces a negative charge. And since there are 2 electron gained, so the charge would be 2 negative. This makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 5. Which molecules contain three shared pairs of electrons between two of its atoms? So carbon dioxide, we've got a double bond between C and O on one side and a double bond between C and O on the other side. So there are no three shared pair of electrons present. In C2H4, carbon double bond is present and each carbon atom is forming a single covalent bond with a hydrogen atom. So there are no two atoms with three shared pair of electrons. In water, we've got OH bond on either sides of oxygen. Both are single bonds, so there are no three shared pairs of electrons between two atoms. And in nitrogen, we have got two nitrogen atoms with a triple bond between them. Each nitrogen atom is contributing one electron. So in total, there are three shared pairs of electrons in the molecule of nitrogen, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 6. What happens when sodium chloride melts? Sodium chloride is an ionic salt. So covalent bonds in a giant lattice are broken. It is not a covalent compound. Electrons are released from the atoms. No. Ions are present, not atoms, and electrons are not released. Electrostatic forces of attraction between ions are overcome. Yes, because when sodium chloride melts, the ionic lattice is broken, which means the electrostatic attraction holding the ions together in a lattice arrangement are overcome. And these electrostatic force of attraction are also known as the ionic bond. And molecules are separated into ions, molecules are not present at all. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 7. Which compound contains only 8 covalent bonds? So, in this, we've got CH2OH. So, we've got CH2OH present here. Then we've got another CH2OH attached to the first one. So, in total, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 covalent bonds present in this molecule. Next, we've got another CH2OH attached to a CH3. So counting the number of covalent bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 covalent bonds present in this molecule. Next, we have C double OH. So C double bond O, single bond OH. And then we have C double bond O, single bond OH attached to both the carbon atoms. So the number of bonds would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 9 covalent bonds present in this molecule. And in the last one, we've got a C double OH group present. So it would be made this way. And then we've got this attached to a CH2OH group. So now the number of bonds would be 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this molecule also contains 9 covalent bonds present. The question asked us which compound contains only 8 covalent bonds. So 8 covalent bonds are found in the compound given in B, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 8. Which substance has metallic bonding? A metal would have metallic bonding. Okay, so metal would conduct electricity in the solid state and a metal would also conduct electricity when molten. So this eliminates options C and D because option C says that and D also, both of them say that the metal does not conduct electricity in the solid state. So they have been eliminated. Now between options A and B, state of the product formed on reaction with oxygen. So whenever a metal reacts with oxygen, it produces a metal oxide, which is a salt. And this salt is supposed to be solid in nature and not gaseous. Therefore, option A is the correct option for this question. Question 9. A gas cylinder is placed in each of the four corners of a square room. Each cylinder contains a different gas stored under the same pressure. The gases are released at exactly the same time. Which gas will reach the center of the room first? So in other words, which gas will diffuse the quickest? So the gases that we have are ammonia. Ammonia has an MR of 17. Then we have argon. Argon has an AR of 18. Then we have carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide has an MR of 28. And then we have got chlorine. Chlorine gas has an MR of 71. So the gas that would diffuse the fastest would be the one with the lowest MR or AR, which makes option A, ammonia, the correct option for this question. Question 10. Powdered calcium carbonate reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce calcium chloride, water, and carbon dioxide. Which is the correct ionic equation, including state symbols for this reaction? So, ionic equation. So, in the equation given in A, we've got calcium carbonate reacting with HCl, producing calcium chloride, H2, and CO2. This is the complete equation for the reaction, not the ionic equation. In B, we've got all of the ions present in calcium carbonate included along with H positive, producing calcium ions, water, and CO2. So the thing is, the rest of the ions given are correct and so are the products, but calcium carbonate is a solid and here they have stated it as aqueous ions. So because aqueous ions have been stated, this equation is also incorrect. Same thing with option C, carbonate ions have been stated as in the aqueous state. This is solid calcium carbonate reacting because it is called powdered in the question. So option C has also been eliminated because of the incorrect state. In option D, we've got calcium carbonate solid, which is correct, reacting with H positive ions aqueous, yes, because the N ion in the acid is a spectator ion producing calcium ions which are aqueous, water and carbon dioxide gas. So all the reactants and products given in the equation in D are correct, making option D the correct option for this question.